All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning on September 10th, 2025. Welcome to Mornings with the Manager. I wanted to give you a few nuggets of information that you might find useful and informative about the city of Monterey and our activities here. Over the last 2 weeks on Thursdays, we have entertained, informed 35 residents who are participating in the First City Academy. That is our citizen academy that we call First City Academy, and a lot of feedback from the residents was that they really enjoyed the information that we presented during the first evening. We spoke about how the local government is working. We chatted about the budget. We chatted about some of the budget challenges that we have. Among them, for instance, is that a great deal of the city's revenue sources depend on the hotel tax and subsequently also the sales tax. And that while we have quite a large number of employers in the city, some of the largest ones are actually categorized as non-profits. Talk about Montage Health, talk about the aquarium, talk about also about the federal government. And those entities are exempt from the property tax. And what we see from those entities is that they continue to purchase properties, and with that depriving city, county, and the school district of property taxes. And so one of the concerns we raised with them is that we have to find ways of supplementing the loss of the property taxes. And so we explained this in depth to the Citizen Academy, and I think it was well understood and well received. Then last week, we took a bus tour, a field trip together with drivers from Monterey Salinas Transit, two buses, and we visited the waterfront, and then we stopped at the conference center. From there, we went over to Lighthouse, Cannery Row, stopped at the Pacific Biological Laboratory, and explained a little bit of the history of that building. Many of you know this as the space where Ed Ricketts and John Steinbeck came together. It's the birthplace of the book Cannery Row, written by John Steinbeck, as well as also second book in that series is Sweet Thursday. And so there's a lot of history in that building all around Ed Ricketts, who collected marine specimens, and he was actually the first real ecologist understanding the interdependencies between all the living creatures here in the bay and how they all feed off each other. And so the whole delicate chain of ecology was well described by Ed Ricketts. And the second part of the history, though, that a lot of folks were not aware, is that this is also the birthplace of the Monterey Jazz Festival. After Ed Ricketts' death, a bunch of men took over the Pacific Biological Laboratory and just hung out there. And they were talking about politics, about philosophy, about art. Some of them are famous caricaturists like Hank Ketchum, Eldon Dedini, and they invented the jazz festival in that building, on that floor. So what we shared with the residents was two distinctive histories of Monterey are all in that building: the history of Ed Ricketts, John Steinbeck, and Cannery Row, but also the history of the jazz festival. And after we finished that point of visit, we went then down Lighthouse Avenue back and had a stop at the Monterey Sports Center, where we also toured the facility and gave some background information. And then at about 8:30 on Thursday night, we called it a day, and everybody went home. So these were the first two sessions, and I think they were well received. And tomorrow on Thursday is the third installment, and we'll meet at the library community room at 5:45, and then we start the program at 6 with an overview over cities' finances, cities' human resources, as well as our widespread information technology, which is also a big element of our day-to-day operation and our infrastructure. That went very well, and we're looking forward to, I think, 5 more of those sessions over the next couple of weeks until we then have a graduation ceremony sometime in October. Want to talk about the budget update. The council made a few decisions. As you know, we provided the council and the public in a study session and then subsequently in a city council meeting information about how we can bridge that $10 million structural deficit. And what the council was deciding was a few tax measures that they like us to further explore. Among them, a sales tax increase of 0.375% that they like to put on the June ballot. They also are very firm on renewing Measure P and S in October or November next year as well. As you know, that's a very successful special sales tax where all the revenues go into road maintenance, stormwater maintenance, and ADA improvements, as well as city-owned sidewalk improvements. So that measure very much embraced by our residents, and hopefully they will renew that special sales tax in November. But the council also explored other options. One of them is admission tax. And when I spoke about the nonprofits not paying property tax, like Montage Health, like the Monterey Bay Aquarium, admission tax is one of those taxes where we can make up for some of the losses in property taxes because nonprofits like the aquarium are charging entrance fees, and the city has an option to add an admission tax on top of that. In many other states where similar operators are, there is sales tax on admissions automatically added. That's not the case here in California. And so, as a local city and as a charter city, we have the opportunity to fix that. Having said all that, it is a concept that the council majority is embracing, but it's not something that has been decided yet to put on the ballot. There were a few other ideas out there, like a parking tax on the private parking lots, a vacancy tax for homes that are used less than 6 months a year. Basically, that's a vacancy tax that will be charged to second home owners here in Monterey. We suspect there may be anywhere between 900 to 1,200 vacant homes that are just used as weekend retreats or vacation retreats. And so the council is looking into that option as well. And another one where the council feels it makes sense is a fee to implement for the services that our police and our fighters are providing during accidents or emergencies. If we have a medical emergency at home, we call 911, and guess what? The first ones arriving on the scene are City of Monterey trained and qualified paramedics, and they are providing the first aid. They are providing life support. Paramedics are authorized to do the same things that ambulance drivers or ambulance paramedics are doing. And so there is an option for us to also charge the healthcare providers for that service. And that's a fee that the council will look at in the next couple of months. It has a potential to bring around $700,000 into the city coffers. And it's my opinion also, we should not provide those services for free when people pay for their health care and their health insurance, because the healthcare providers will be paying those bills. And of course, we will put clauses in there that will help those who are financially uh, in need to have support and may not even have health care, to make sure that we have sufficient hardship clauses there not to charge someone who cannot provide the payments through the healthcare provider. So it was a big mix of discussions. The council did a lot of work, solicited over 40 people. I think the number was 43 or 45 members of the public spoke up during that meeting, provided the council with input. Mainly, it was about do not cut the first night, which receives $35,000. Please don't cut that. It's very important for us. Then we had folks speaking about do not touch the NCIP, do not get money away from the NCIP. And there were a few other voices that, in essence, also suggested not to sell certain city properties. But however, alternatives were not really provided by those groups either, because somehow, somewhere, we have to bridge this deficit of $10 million, and we have to get it done by June next year, 2026. So stay tuned for more updates. We have planned a meeting with the Neighborhood Community Improvement Program on Wednesday, September 24th. At that joint meeting, we staff will propose some remedies how the NCIP and the council can collaborate to help bridge that budget gap. As you know, 16% of the hotel tax goes to the Neighborhood Community Improvement Program. That's a little bit more than $6 million. And we can simply not afford to not have that money be used to help us with a structural deficit. If we don't use some of the money or all of that money, we have to really take a good hard look at the service levels that we have in the city of Monterey, because we will not be able to pay for those services. And as you know, many of those services are provided by employees, and there will be tough choices if NCIP, council, and community don't come to a reasonable resolution of how much money the NCIP or the council should rechannel into the day-to-day operations for the city of Monterey. So tough decisions, tough collaboration discussions still ahead of us. But I feel very confident because the general tenor of the conversation so far was from some of the NCIP members that they understand that there has to be something be done to help people with our budget deficit. Um, there will be then a follow-on meeting after the September 24th meeting, and we will have at that meeting, hopefully, then a decision-making process by the City Council with respect to the NCIP. So please stay tuned. Decisions will be probably made in the second meeting in October. The parking division is hosting 3 town hall events, and you should take note of that. It's about residential parking as well as employee parking. We want to update our parking programs that we have, and they will be on Wednesday, September 17th. Um, uh, they will be from 10 to 10:45. At the 10th Street business area, then from 11 to 11:45 at the Casa Oak Knoll neighborhood, and then on Cannery Row from 12 to 12:45. The town halls will be all held at City Hall Chamber, so that it will be starting at 10 o'clock to talk about 10th Street businesses, then 11 o'clock to start about parking at Casa Nova Oak Knoll, and then at 12 from 12 o'clock to 12:45 during lunchtime to talk about Cannery Row. So please join us. There will be also a Zoom link option for viewing only provided. Um, Also, Coffee with a Cop is happening this morning at Ostino's Patisserie, located at 851 Cannery Row. Please stop by. It is from 9 to 11 a.m. This morning, we just released a media release. The city of Monterey has been on the forefront of community collaborations. We basically invented for the Monterey Peninsula the idea to combine resources, to cut back on overhead, to cut back on cost. And one of the elements we are doing is, of course, the operation for base operations on the Presidio of Monterey, where our public works team is providing base operation maintenance services, such as building maintenance services, street maintenance services, sewer maintenance services, etc. But also, where we also broke new ground was the fire collaboration among fire departments. And instead of three fire chiefs spread out through the cities of Pacific Grove, Carmel, and Monterey, we have now one fire chief. And the fire collaboration that we started with Pacific Grove, Carmel, the airport district, has now added another valuable element to that. The city of Carmel still maintained their own ambulance services, and the city of Monterey has now taken over also the employees, the firefighters, the paramedics, and the city of Carmel ambulance services with that. And again, this is a great progress. We will start that whole program in October. The City Council of Carmel voted to take part in this collaboration this week. Our City Council voted on that earlier, and with that, again, we are collaborating and working closely together across city borders where it makes sense, and fire services definitely makes sense for that. So congratulations to the city of Carmel. Congratulations also to our fire team. And my great appreciation goes out to our fire chief, Andrew Miller, and the entire team that worked and helped to support this project. It's not that easy to prepare cost proposals, to verify them, check it against the wishes also of the residents and the city council of the Carmel by the Sea. And at the end of that, we have now a contract in place, and we will start in October, and the city will take over another set of 6 or 7 firefighters, paramedics from the city of Carmel. This weekend, on Saturday, September 13, 2025, from 10 to 1, please come to 220 Montecito Avenue. That's in the neighborhood of the Montecito Park and the Montecito Fire Station there. We will host another pop-up event, which we call City Hall in Your Corner Services Fair. You will find representatives from every city department there. You will find them there being ready to answer your questions, engaging with you about topics you want to discuss with them. And we also make sure that we have some small tokens of our appreciation for showing up. So if you want to stop by there, it is from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then also a parallel, we will have a STEAM event there, where organized by our Parks and Recreation Department in collaboration with our Monterey Library. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. And it will be a fun event where we try to engage kids and young adults to think about those sciences and to engage in topics around STEAM, to basically make sure that they are stimulated also in areas that are outside of their smartphone, social media apps that a lot of kids are using as well. So please stop by. It will be a funny event. City Hall in Your Corner Services Fair. And then at 11 o'clock, the STEAM event will start as well. The firefighters will be there with a fire engine. Police will be there. A lot of stuff is happening. We had one just recently in New Monterey at the Hilltop Park Center. So this will be the second one and the last one for this year. And again, it's in District 4 at 220 Montecito Avenue next to Montecito Park. So that concludes my mornings with the manager for today. I want to thank you all for listening. And as always, thank you for allowing us to work for you. It's a privilege to work for the residents of the city of Monterey, and see you around City Hall. Thank you. Bye bye.